Uh, Recently, I done the JavaScript lead developer as well. So gradually, I'm increasing my knowledge in the Salesforce as well as working on the project. Hopefully, I will give myself more knowledge in the Salesforce in the future. Actually, your voice is not. I'm not able to hear your voice. I think you are in muted. Just check once.
Sorry. So, thank you so much for giving me the brief introduction about your project experience, your implementations, what you have the knowledge in Salesforce, along with your cloud knowledge. So, yeah, let's start with today's agenda. So, let me ask you the questions which are, I will ask you some question from the Salesforce admin side along with the development. Okay. So, I will
Sure,
try
sure,
to
sure.
cover both the scenarios here. Okay. So, my
Yeah.
first question is to you, how would you troubleshoot a custom formula field that is not displaying the expected result? Let's say you created a formula field in a on any object, right? But that is not showing any particular data, whatever the result you want from that formula field. Then how will you troubleshoot that? Please give me the appropriate answer.
Yeah, so basically, for the formula field, basically, if it is not showing the proper result, right? So
Mhm.
basically, I can say for the formula field, whenever we can first on a primary basis, as we'll check on the object level basis, like the formula field I have created. What are the I can say for the formula field, we just make sometime max mean value, whatever formula field you have, like you have created. Mean you have done some summations or you have done some formulas over there, so I will check on that, like that is put properly or not. And suppose if it is dependent on other file calculation, all those things, so that I will cross verify from mind as well. So then overall I did not face this type of issue, but I just tell you whatever my logical knowledge in this.
Okay, great. So my another question to you, how many lookup relationship fields can we create on any single object? What are the limit?
uh, Yeah, so there I think total 38 lookup relationship we can create per object
Yeah,
uh, as per the Salesforce governance.
I think approx you are correct. Just it's just 40 instead of 38.
I think two master detail relationship
Yes,
no, is
yes,
there.
yes,
So
yes,
total
right.
40.
Yes.
Yeah.
So next question is to you. What is the use of muting permission set in permission set group?
Muting permission set use of is like that. Suppose you are using any permission set, like for giving extra privilege to,
Mhm.
I can say some profile or some set of user, and you want to for some duration of times, like you want to mute or pause. I can say in practical terms, I can say pause that permission set, so you can mute that permission set, so it will not apply for that particular profile. And when you do the unmute, then it should be apply on that. So I can say pause and play like that. You can pause mute that permission set, it is available in the permission set.
Okay. Okay. Great. So I hope you also go through Salesforce reports and dashboard as well, right?
Yeah, initially.
So, what do you, as per your knowledge, what do you think about the major difference between dynamic dashboard and static dashboard in Salesforce?
uh, Dynamic dashboard and static dashboard, basically I can say uh, majorly differences. Dynamic dashboard, as per the conceptual who I can, static dashboard is like that. We can say first of all, as of my knowledge, we have basically four types of reports. Basically, one is tabular matrix, and then we have two more. I don't remember right now because I worked far earlier on that. So static dashboard, as per my understanding, I can say. Suppose we are creating, like when you are working on the sales cloud or service cloud, we create some dashboard over there. We we are showing some sort of data, like how many cases has been created, like service
Mhm,
cloud. So we
mhm,
some sort, if when user login, he will say like for the daily basis how many tickets are their major, some tickets are lower priority, some tickets are medium priority, so they can some get a tabular view, static view for that reports, we can say that is static dashboard. And for the dynamic dashboard, I can say whenever we are showing some sort of generic data, in which suppose they are working on some tickets which are going to escalated like some in some hours, some hours, or which is already escalated, and we are showing some sort of data, so we can do some type of revision which can automatically refresh in during time interval, so we can say the dynamic dashboard for that.
Okay, great. So I have one tricky question for you. What are the
Mhm.
default filters available in Salesforce?
Default filters.
Yes.
Uh, Really, it's tricky questions. Basically,
Yeah.
default filters. Can you give me some hints? Like,
Hints like what should I say? I mean, those are the you can say data stamps which is done by system. You don't make any changes on that field, to be honest. So this is the biggest hint I think on that.
mm, filters. That I need to be checked because
No
I
problem.
don't.
No problem.
I think you say about something list view filters about that
No, no, I
means.
said like you cannot make any changes on that fields because my question was is what are the default fields available in Salesforce, right?
Also fields.
Yeah.
Default fields. I can say default fields. We can say name field,
Hmm.
name field. Then we can say like in a name field, email, phone number. uh, these are the default fields for the, I think for me, I have basically works on account object, contact object, case object. So for that, I got like some default field name, that phone number, email address. Then sometimes I can these are the major default fields, so we can't do changes, or we can say there are some default mandatory fields also,
Hmm.
which we can't do unmandated, like it should be mandatory in the applications.
Okay. So, okay, no problem. My next question is to you. Let's say a user cannot see a custom object tab, okay, even though
Mm.
they have the correct profile. What could be the wrong here? I mean, what could be the wrong? Why user is not able to see the custom object tab while he just going through the Salesforce org?
Yeah, so for the tab visibility, basically in
Hmm.
profile we have a options like for any object we can hide and show the tab for that particular setup user. So yeah, I think we can check from the profile label as well for that particular object tab visibility is hidden or not. So that we can check on privacy levels.
Okay. So now next question is to you. Do you also have some little bit understanding on integration part?
Yeah, little bit understanding I
Okay.
have. I
I'm
have
just,
worked on that.
I mean, I'm going to ask very basic terms in terms of integration. So basically, if you hear two terms, custom setting and name credential, right? And
Yes.
connected app. Okay. So these three terms I ask you, custom setting, name credential, and the connected
Mm,
app. Why
mm.
these three? I mean, what is the major difference according to your understanding in terms of Salesforce? I mean, these three terms, if you can define, that would be a good. If you don't
Yeah,
have much
sure,
knowledge,
sure.
even.
Yeah, so for the first of all, I will want to tell you about the custom settings.
Mm-hmm.
So in custom setting, basically, it is used as a, I can say, whenever you want to store some data, right,
Mm-hmm.
which is on global levels, like in your Salesforce or global
Mm-hmm.
levels, like in custom setting, if you want to store some text field or some a pick list, whatever you have, you want to store, and you use that global data into your a particular apex code or somewhere which you require to show and hide on a conditional basis, so you not need to be changed on a code level every time. You can manage from the custom settings.
Mm-hmm.
And custom setting, basically we have two types, like we have list and hierarchical basis. So majorly we are using custom setting for the hierarchical basis when we want to show and do some calculation or my functionality on the hierarchy basis. We are doing the custom settings. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
now I move into the as you said, for the name, credential, and connected app. So
Mm-hmm.
next thing, I just go into the connected app. So basically connected app, we are using whenever we are trying to integrate with third party applications, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we want to for the third party application with when they want to access our Salesforce
Mm-hmm.
applications, right? So we are basically provide, I can say, authorization or authentication, or I can say single sign on access to our application. So we basically provide the connected app. Over there few basic details we required, like authorization URL, then auth type what you need, then you also provide what type of access label you provide to that particular third party application user. Then accordingly you will get the client secret key and ID, and then accordingly you will use third party application use and proceed further for that. So this is use of connected app to provide the authentication to third party application. Now I come into the name credential. So name credential basically, whenever I can say from Salesforce application, when we are trying to communicate any third party applications, okay, so name credential provide a way to you, you don't need to call multiple times for the authenticate, sorry, authorization. So you
Mm-hmm.
will authorize into the name credentials, and you can use that authorization, I can say name credential name in the call out, and you can directly connect to the third party application. So it will create one bridge between third party applications. So what will happen, it will multi times you don't need to authorize. So in name credential I can say you can also, there are several features, like you can provide the auth key, means authentication, then you can also provide the external credentials, external also. So over there you can also provide the user, you can define the permission set, there are various steps, and then accordingly you can use that. So
Okay. Okay. I'm good with that. That's fine. So now next question. I mean, you don't need to tell that in much detail. Okay. Just tell me the, the basic things about that. Okay. When we'll ask
okay.
in detail, that definitely you can answer in detail because we have a sort of time and need to
Yeah,
cover
yeah.
many scenarios. Okay.
Yes,
So
yes.
my next question is to you. What your understanding in terms of interface and abstract class, if you have ever used in your project?
Yes, 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 yes. So basically, the interface and abstract class, first of all, I will take it is comes under the OOPS concept, basically, when we are using the OOPS
Mhm.
concept. So, abstract class, basically, I can say it is a blueprint of class.
Mhm.
We create the blueprint of class, and it should be used by their derived class. Okay.
Mhm.
And or I can say interface is basically we, I can say blueprint of method, we created one method, and that can be must used by their derived class.
Okay. Okay. So can you let me know what are the limitations of QAble class, QAble Apex class?
Limitations of qable apex class,
Yes.
uh, for the qable apex class, basically I can say, uh, in qable apex class, limitations, right? I think mm, limitation I need to check because I.
Okay. No problem. No problem at all. So my next question is to you. Let's say you have a 5,000 of record on the account object, right? And you have a one trigger there. Okay. So
Hmm.
now question is to you, how many times your trigger will execute to process this 5,000 of record in Salesforce?
Okay, so basically by default now, the triggers takes 200 records,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
To records. So suppose we have 5,000 records, right? So I think it should be, for 1,000 it should be 5, and 5 into 5, 25.
Okay. Great. Yes. So that was the answer actually I want to hear. So next question is to you. Can we call future method mechanism from batch class?
Future method mechanism, I do we don't call feature method from the batch class, just because Salesforce does not allow, like when you are performing any asynchronous, I can say process, and in which you want to call another asynchronous apex,
Mhm.
it does not allowed in the Salesforce.
Great. Okay. So now next question is to you. What are the difference between database dot query locator and the iterator in batch class? as you know, we use many times database
Yeah.
dot query locator and iterator in batch class.
Yeah, so in practical scenario, I can say database dot query locator basically use whenever suppose you need to perform some operations and you need
Mhm,
to get some data from the database and it is related to one or two objects and you want to perform operation for mass of data like field you can process between 50 millions data. So basically we are using database dot query locator.
mhm,
Database.iterable basically it's something like that whenever you perform some operations and you have multiple I can say calculations on that like its dependency on multiple object then you can take data from that object and perform your operations and then you take that data into your collection variables and pass into that batch apex. So basically it's like that you have some sort of I can say for database dot query locator we get the data from the database we prepare the data for iterable we have already collections of data which we pass into the batch apex and we work on that. There is some limitation for iteration iterable is like that we can pass 50,000 data only for iterable and apart from that these are the I think major differences for both of them but I majorly use an database dot get query locator.
okay, great. Okay. So, do you ever hear about in what it's called? Uh, One second, let me recall that very important question actually. Yeah, in terms of deployment, like how you deploy, one org to another org. I mean, your Apex class or maybe any custom data or custom metadata. How do you deploy?
Yeah,
Can you
so
just?
yeah, sure. For the deployment perspective now, basically, for us, for me, we are using Git CI/CD pipeline.
Mhm,
Okay, so here I can say there are few limitation for us because we have DevOps team for the deployment.
mhm,
So our role is like that we create the package for
mhm,
basically from the metadata we create the package for that particular changes for any app for any suppose for the Apex class we write down create the package for Apex class as well as we create the test class for that and for passing their average is 75% K test code coverage. So we also take that and create the metadata file and then we will the metadata file it's like that we create our separate branch over there. In separate branch we do our changes and then that changes we just particular take that metadata file and then we will share the DevOps teams and they will actually check those changes and move into the other orgs. So I know there's a steps. There are Git command also. I don't remember right now. So we use
okay.
those commands.
So let's say there are multiple triggers and multiple, you can say, flows are written already implemented, right? And again, you got
Mm,
one requirement, you write one method, right? And your method is working as expected, like whatever you need to do, that's working
mm,
as expected. Then you write a
mm,
one test class, for code coverage. So what's
mm, mm,
happening is, I mean, your test class is also working fine in the, you can say, Sundev environments, right? And while
yes,
you
yes.
are deploying it to the higher environment, your test class is getting failed. You are getting SOQL 101 error. So what could be the cause here? Why you are getting this error?
Yeah. So basically, this happens. Suppose this happen in my higher org. So when SOQL 101 error means like you are getting. It's related to many SOQL query. I think so. It is
Mhm,
related to that. So like whenever whatever functions you have written down, might be you are written down in some loop that will run multiple times, and it is getting you 101 error like that it
mhm,
sometimes happens. So for that what can I do? I will try in my because it is getting error in our higher org. So what I will do, in my lower org basically we I just create more data like it takes data and try to check that one because in the log also I will get like where I am getting that error as well.
mhm.
So I try to replicate in my lower org as well because in higher org we don't have permission to do anything. We just
Exactly.
check that log.
Yes. 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 Correct. So my next question is to you. Let's say, A business has some frequency kind of batch classes, and they have a lot of batch classes, right? Sometimes they want to execute a 200 of records, sometimes they want to 100 records. I mean, in terms of chunks of batch, right? So
Mm.
as you know, like whenever we write a batch class, we also, while we are executing our batch class, we pass the chunks of record, like how much
Yeah.
records we want to process, right? So business
Mm.
want to it flexible, or you can say dynamic. They don't have to go to the apex class and needs to change there. They want to it like some you can say dynamic solution. So whenever they need, they just go to some kind of admin things, and they can just change that particular chunks, 200, 100, 1000, 2000, whatever the limits, accordingly they can change it. So how will you achieve this in Salesforce?
So for that we can achieve like as initially you have asked from me, like we can do from as per my understanding from custom setting or custom metadata. Over there we can define any one
Yes,
field with that parameters, and just we change over there. It will be accordingly in the Apex class. We just get the custom setting field, get instance, and from there we will get that particular field we will pass in the batch Apex, and then we will use that. So,
great. So my next question is to you. Let's say you have a one trigger on opportunity object, right? That update the related accounts custom field. Okay. So we have one
okay.
trigger on opportunity which update the one custom field on the account object.
Okay.
So here you are getting some, recursive kind of problem, in your trigger, or you can say in your class. Then how will you
Mm.
fix that problem? So your logic should not have a recursive call.
Yeah, so basically for that I should uh, 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 we can use two things, because if sometimes we will use na static boolean variables where we
Mhm,
can make it uh, use, and we can make it true after that getting. So what will happen, it will not go to the recursion, but the thing is like that it will work only for some set of record, like something. Sometimes when you are processing that trigger for large amount of data na, the static boolean variables it's again fails sometimes,
right.
because that issue I face is my project. When I have work on that, then my manager, not manager, my team's member suggested like that is the temporary solution if when you are working with some small set of data. For large set of data, they said that you can store all the data, like when you pass and is supposed doing the recursions, you can do, you can define the static collections variables like set or map, then you store the data and you pass that data
Mhm.
accordingly, so you can avoid the recursion on that. So for small
Yes.
data we can do static boolean, other than it's better approach to you use collections, static collections.
Okay. Okay, great. Do you, as you also get a chance to work on LWC side, right? I just ask you one small question, not in that much detail. So, what do you mean by custom event in LWC component, which is very important, as you know?
Yeah, yes, custom event, like I can say as per definitions also, we can say when you perform like we in LWC component uh, give me 1 minute, I just try to tell you in words, like where we do some click event or change event, like on change. So that is one type of event we can event process in LWC component. Or when suppose we pass the data from child component to parent component, right? So
Mhm,
that is the custom event also. So these are the event. Also we get the data from the div LWC components. We are getting data from the div. So basically we are using the get query selector also for getting all div data.
mhm.
So those are the, I can say, event. You said the custom events, huh? I just
Yes,
little bit.
custom event in Salesforce, right?
Yeah. So I
Okay,
think.
no problem. So, yeah, can you please share a screen? I would like to give you one or two scenarios to write some basic code actually. Not that much hard, but yeah, just would like to give you some basic code.
Okay, it is showing disabled shared.
Let me give you the access. That's not an issue. Hope you should be able to share your screen now.
Hmm, yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So if you're able to share the screen, you can just open the notepad. Yeah, that's fine. So my question is to you. You need to write one SQL query, right? Inside that SQL query, what I want is I need only those accounts which has more than 10 contacts in the system,
Account
which
which has
has more than 10 contact in the system.
okay. Select. Okay. Then name from account where ID. Mm, um,
I mean, syntax error is fine, but just try to, I mean, later on you can go through it more. But yeah, just try to write some.
greater than 10, na?
Yes, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes. I
Mm,
think something like will work. And there may be some syntax issue, but I think logic it's fine. Okay. So my next question is to you. Hopefully, we only left with the 10 minutes.
Arey
So
Baba.
just for trigger, what you need to do is you need to write one Apex trigger basically. And the requirement is you need to check anytime like insertion, deletion, update, undelete, right? All the events, whenever contacts getting created, deleted, updated, you need to update the count on the account. There is one custom field, you can say contact account. I mean the kind of you can say roll up summary, we need
Really,
to
yes.
make it. Yes. So number of contacts we need to update on one custom field, which is called contact number. So you can just try to wrap up in 8 minutes. We have left with 9 minutes. Okay.
Okay, okay. So that right now I'm just writing down simple. I'm not using helper class. I can use. Uh, I need to update contact number, no?
Yes, contact number on the account object. Whenever there is any contact created, deleted, undeleted, or updated,
Mm,
you need to update the count on the account, associated account to that particular contact.
mm. Uh, created, updated, then uh, delete, na?
Yeah, create, update, delete, or undelete. Create means like insert, you can say that.
Uh-huh. Undelete or undeleted, I don't remember. Okay,
Both
update
like we
that.
need to take. That's fine. I mean, I just need to check the mainly logic here. Syntax error is fine.
Actually, I will the summary I'm writing down and also I'm telling you summary. So basically, I will store the what can I say all the account ID and then I will get try to get aggregate result for count of and here I will undelete na so it should be I need to contact na contact contact count. If here I will do one thing. Here I will create one collections. Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, for no, I will write down that also. It's better to do all those things because 8 minutes now. Trigger dot is update or after insert after the trigger dot is actually for the Harina I'm just
No problem. I mean, you can just even system. You can say like the syntax error is fine, but main thing is like logic. Okay, so don't worry at all about that. But just try to cover the
try to
yeah,
cover
try
all those
yeah,
things.
logic. Yeah.
So here I can also here I can also put one condition, but right now I'm first cover up all those things, then small things I will add later on. Then I will list contact. I need to contact contact count. No, mm, contact count. Select count ID from total count. How many? I mean, how much time left right now?
Just 2 minutes, I think we have.
Uh, okay. ID then I can string. Acha, here I will do one thing. Uh, con dot acc dot what the contact number. Here, suppose I have that ID. Na? Here, that should be integer field. I suppose that would be integer field.
Yeah, I think you almost write a logic, so that's I'm really happy to see. And the feedback, like I mean, almost you have done very nice. All the questions answer you have given. So I
But
mean, further,
for for yeah
yeah.
for the